Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you the time when I was in science class, right? That's when I was in high school, So I think I was maybe like in 11th grade. Yeah, I was in 11th grade. So I was doing like science, right? And I asked the teacher, "Can I go to the bathroom?" Right? She was like, "Yeah, yeah, you can go to the bathroom." And she was my favorite teacher, in high school. Not gonna say her name, but she's the one who made me like fruit, that star fruit. She was the first one who just gave me a star fruit, and I went home and I ate it. But I guess I was eating it wrong, guys. You're supposed to cut off the skin, the outside of it. You're supposed to like shear it off, and then you're supposed to eat it. I guess I didn't get the memo, guys, so I ate it the whole thing. I ate the skin and all. So yeah, that was the teacher who I liked it in high school. I had another one. I think I had two. One was the science teacher, the one I'm talking about. And it was a cooking teacher. So I'm gonna tell you the time that when I was going to the bathroom, right? And she was like, "Yeah, you can go to the bathroom." So I went to the bathroom, right? And I came back. And the one kid who came to this school, I think he was in my elementary, my two elementaries, and my middle school. I felt like he followed me all the way up to high school. But I didn't really want to go to this high school. I wanted to go to Plantation. But instead they transferred me to South Plantation. It was horrible. I will tell you that other story to it, about how I got transferred, and stuff like that. But anywho, like I was saying, I went to the bathroom, right? And then I came back and it was like the bell was gonna ring like in a couple of minutes. And I'm knocking on the door, right? Because I still need to get my book bag, or what's it, my jacket? I need to get my jacket in the class, right? So I knocked on the door, right? And the kid who followed me up to high school, he came to the door, and I think this will come into place, because let me tell you the whole part, without when I said when I got to the door, so it could make more sense to you. So we was in middle school together, the one who followed me up to high school. So I think he had a crush on me. I am not too sure. I don't really care if he did or not. I can't remember. But I guess I don't remember. I think we was playing a game, and the winner get a kiss or some shit. I can't remember. And I guess he won, and I just didn't give him a kiss, because I didn't want to. So yeah, he was like, "Oh, and when the last day of middle school, you have to give me a kiss because I won the game." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, sure." That last day, I didn't come to school. He really didn't thought he was gonna follow me into high school. Legitimately follow me to South Plantation. So, like I was saying, I was at the door, and he came to the door and he opened it. He's like, "Give me my kiss, and you can come inside the classroom." And I was like, "No, like get out of my face, what's it called?" And then he closed it, he slammed the door in front of my face. And I'm like, okay, he's not gonna open the door again, so maybe he'll get off my back. So I guess he told the other kid, tell her to give you a kiss, and then you can come inside the class. And I was like, and then I knocked on the door again. The other kid came to the door. He's like, "Give me a kiss, and then you can come inside the door." And I was like, "No, like get out of my face, blah blah blah." I think I should call the other one. I can't call him his real name. Okay, well, what? I'm gonna call the other one Carp. And then the other one is Cheer. So Cheer is the one who went to the same middle school all the way up to high school. And Carp is the new kid who just came to the school. So Carp was like, "Give me a kiss and you can come inside the classroom." And I was like, "No." So he closed the door, right? And I guess they was playing a stupid ass game, man. Which one I would give a kiss to. I was like, "I ain't gonna do that." So y'all need to back out my face. and so I can go inside the classroom before the bell rings. Now I'm looking at my time, you know, and it's like a second before the bell rings, you know. So I was like, whatever, you know. And then so Cheer came to the door, you know, because I knocked on the door again, right? And I guess he got irritated, you know, and I was like, it's still like I give you nothing, you know, like damn, like you need to get on my face, maybe go get my jacket, you know. So before the bell rings, you know, and I know for a fact it was after school program because I could come back to his class, you know, because it's gonna be after school program, you know. So and keep in mind, I know I'm gonna stay after school, you know. So I'm like, you know what, even if the bell rings, I can come back after school, you know, and get my jacket, you know, because she'll be there when it's like after school program, you know, grading papers, you know. So Chair came to the door, you know, and I was like, Chair, get out of my way at this point, man. Get out of my way. He's like, give me a kiss, and then you can come inside the door, you know. And I was like, no, no, no. So he got extra mad. His butt was itching. He had crabs. Not legitly, he had crabs. I don't really know if he did or not, you know. But he got mad, you know, and he opened the door even more than it was, you know, because before it was a crack, you know. So he opened the door even wider, you know. And he did like this, right? And he shoved me so hard, and I fell backwards, and I felt like I skid across the floor, you know. And I'm in my head, like at the ceiling, and then is a camera what is right there watching the whole scene, you know. And he slammed the door, you know. And in my head, I was like, this ass face just pushed me, you know. So in my head, I'm like, you know what, screw this, you know. I'm just gonna just leave, you know. Now the teacher was yelling at them like, open the door, open the door. And after a while, I already left. I was like, the bell's gonna ring. So I left because the bell's gonna ring like in a few seconds, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna come back for my jacket when it's like after school program, you know, because I know that class is gonna be cold, you know. So I left, and then I went to lunch, you know, because it was gonna be lunchtime, you know. I think it was gonna be 5th hour, you know, and then 5th hour was that class, and then next is lunch, you know. So I guess they were the teacher was yelling at him like, why you didn't open the door for her and stuff like that, you know, and stuff like that, you know. So it was like, Miss, she already left, you know. She's like, what? Yeah, she already left, you know. Because now I'm angry because I got pushed on the floor, you know, like damn. Off of what? Nothing, like damn. So I went to lunch, you know, and I avoided them, you know, because they was like sitting on one of the little chairs, you know. And I just walked past them. I was like, whatever, you know. So I was like, and then it was like after school program, right? So I came back to her class, right? Because usually sometimes I chill with her until I know it's like almost late to go to after school program, right? So I went in there, and then I helped her fix up the classroom and stuff like that, you know, because I was like a clean person, you know, type stuff, you know. Anywho, yeah. So I got my jacket, you know, and I told her, bye, miss, see you tomorrow, you know. She was like, yeah. I still can't believe they didn't let you in. And I was like, yeah, whatever. You should like now, you know. Anywho, yeah. Like, did you ever had a situation like this, guys? Like, comment down below, you guys. Like, that make me feel like I'm the only one, guys. Like, because I really do feel like I'm the only one, you know. So, comment down below if this ever happened to you, you know. Offer what? A kiss, you know, type shit. Anywho, like and subscribe, turn your notifications on, and I see you when I see you, you know. Bye!